What's happening, my Jacked family? Coach Scott here, jackedafter40.com. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing 5 workout tips to help you get shredded after 40. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from hearing these 5 workout tips to get shredded after 40, do them a favor and share it with them. But more than anything, I would love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your insights, and share your feedback. Tip number 1 is to progress through training volume as you're going through your cutting phase. So much like when you're in a muscle building phase and your body adapts to the training volume, and you've got to increase that volume in order to give your body a reason to grow your muscles. When you're in a fat loss phase, your body adapts to the training volume as well, and you've got to bump up that training volume in order to give your body a reason to hold on to your muscles. And if there's slight chance that you may give your body a chance to grow your muscles, depending on how aggressive you are with your calorie deficit. If you're staying relatively close to maintenance level calories, there is a chance that you may be able to build some muscle while you're burning fat, trying to get shredded after 40 here. So for example, let's say you're going through a 12-week cutting phase, you're trying to get shredded, trying to drop that last 20 pounds of fat, and you want to start off with aiming for around 12 to 14 sets per muscle group per week. Maybe the second month bumping it up to 14 to 18 sets per muscle group per week, and then the final third month you can bump it up anywhere from 18 to 24 sets per muscle group per week. Tip number 2 is to structure your training splits in a way that promotes recovery as you're increasing your training volume from phase to phase, from month to month. Find that most men over 40 find that they recover better when they're increasing their volume by spreading that volume out through multiple workouts throughout the week. To give you an example of how I might structure a 12-week training phase to get shredded after 40, that first month I might go with a body part split hybrid routine. I'll include a link down below. I've shared a video on this before. It is the best body part split routine for men over 40, where one time per week you're gonna hit the target muscle group with 10, maybe 12 sets for that first workout, and then later on in the week you're just gonna stimulate that muscle group with 3 sets. You're just trying to signal that growth response, giving your body a reason to at least hold on to that muscle and maybe even grow your muscles during this shredding phase. The second month, I would move up to an approach that I've shared in the past, a max recovery workout plan for men over 40. Again, there's a link down below in the description. And here you're gonna hit the muscle group with about 9 sets in that first workout, maybe prod it with 6 sets the second workout, and then later on in the week, you're going to hit it with maybe just 3 sets that workout. So you're increasing that total volume for the week, but you're spreading it out throughout the week there. And then the final month, you might want to go with something like the best full body workout for men over 40. Again, a link down below to that description where I go into detail of each of these different workout structures here. And here you're going to train each muscle group 5 times per week, but none of those workouts are you ever going to destroy your muscles. You're just kind of stimulating them each and every time. It's just a great way to manage the muscle damage and recovery while increasing your training volume. You can really ramp up that volume and recover like a champ when you're following a full body workout split like that 5 times per week. Tip number 3 is to increase your rep ranges as you're getting deeper into this cutting phase. So as you're moving from month to month, you're gonna start steering away from the lower rep ranges. Basically, we're working with our body throughout this process here instead of fighting against it. In the beginning, we have plenty of energy reserves. That first month, we're still gonna feel pretty damn strong and energetic. So performing sets in the 6 to 8 rep range is going to feel fantastic. And it is important to work in that rep range in order to kind of help preserve that muscle mass and to have that strength to really signal your body to hold on to the muscle mass and maybe even grow that muscle mass. You get to that second month, it's going to be a little tougher to hit that rep range. Your strength is going to start to slowly dwindle a little bit. Definitely that third month, you're not going to have the kind of strength that you did in the beginning. You're not going to have the kind of energy reserves to give your best effort and focus to those heavier lifts. So I highly recommend you perform 1 lift in the 6 to 8 rep range that first month, and then everything else. Again, we want to work with all the rep ranges here. They all have their benefits, but it's just tougher to hit that 6 to 8 rep range as we get deeper in the cutting phase. So that first month, 6 to 8 reps, some exercises 8 to 12 reps, and some exercises a little bit higher in rep range. That second month, I would avoid that 6 to 8 rep range. Perform most of the lifts in the 8 to 12 rep range, maybe one exercise a little higher repetition. And then that third and final month, I'd probably steer more towards that 10 to 15 rep range, and maybe even some exercises that are high reps. It's freaking, you get towards that end of that cutting phase, performing like 20 rep squats is just freaking awesome. It's challenging, it's metabolic, and really it fires you up. It's just kind of, it's a fun little challenge for yourself, a mental challenge to flip that switch in your head and know that you are pushing hard through the home stretch, but you're not beating yourself up. You don't have heavy loads on your back that are beating you down. So that's just an approach that I like to take as you're going through your cutting phase, is to slowly start gravitating more towards those higher reps as you get towards the end. But it's really important to keep those lower reps in at the beginning of a cutting phase. Tip number 4, do not grind out a single rep at all when you're going through a cutting phase, let alone ever in general for us men over 40. The big problem with grinding out reps is that it really hinders your recovery. That one extra rep that you're trying to really push out, trying to wear it as a badge of honor, like showing that you are the hardest worker in the room. I would rather much see you be a smarter worker in the room. You're still working hard as you're pushing to that true momentary muscular failure without having to grind that rep out. But when you really grind that one rep out, you're not getting a lot out of that extra sloppy rep. We're using a lot of supporting muscle groups to help you out there, but it's also going to take you longer to recover from that workout, which is just going to hinder your success overall. It's going to beat you down. You're going to feel it deep into your joints and tendons, and that's not what we want. We want to be in this game for the long time. It's not worth it for that one extra rep. So stop yourself short of that grinding out the reps. So stop at true momentary muscular failure. And when you get to that point, you can be the hardest worker in the room by getting to that point where you know you're not going to do another rep with good quality form, but perform a nice slow negative, really taking your time on the way down. So you may feel like you have a little bit more in you when you're completing that final rep, and you do on the eccentric portion. You can really slow that movement down, feel the tension in the target muscle, marinate in that stretch position. It is absolutely brutal. You can also perform a loaded stretch at the end. That's a great way to extend a set. So you complete your set and you get into the bottom portion of the movement, hold that stretch position for as long as you can. I typically like to aim for 30 seconds. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes it is just freaking agonizing to even get to 10, 15 seconds. So a slow negative or a loaded stretch is a great way to safely get yourself to that point of momentary muscular failure and really push it. And this brings me to tip number 5, which is to incorporate intensity techniques that allow you to take your set beyond that point of momentary muscular failure in a safe, effective, time-efficient way. Things like drop sets, extended rest pause sets, mechanical advantage supersets. All of these techniques allow you to increase your training volume without really adding a lot of time to your workout. And it's a great way to signal that growth response. It's a great way to utilize lighter weight and really keep the tension on the target muscle and away from your joints. So once again, we're not grinding out reps here. We're stopping at that point where we hit momentary muscular failure. And if it's a case of a drop set, you're going to reduce the weight, do a few more reps. Reduce the weight, do a few more reps. Again, only hitting that point of momentary muscular failure. So you're never grinding out a single rep. If you're doing extended rest pause sets, you will keep that same weight. You finish a set, just rest for 10 seconds. Do as many more reps as you can. Rest for 10 seconds. Do as many more reps as you can. Rest for 10 seconds. Do as many reps as you can. You can keep going right till you get to a single rep, maybe even partial reps at the end, which is an absolute blast. So don't feel like you have to do full reps all the way through. Partial reps are fantastic at the right point in the workout. You're much better off shortening, getting to that point, you reach that momentary muscular failure, keep going with partial reps rather than trying to grind out the full rep all the way up to the top. It's just, that's gonna beat you down, but partial reps can still keep that tension on the target muscle. Is a great way to extend that set and push, give your very best effort. Mechanical advantage superset is freaking awesome. You can get to that point, you're doing a cable fly, and you reach that point of momentary muscular failure. Instead of resting, you can do a cable chest press. You're mechanically stronger for the chest press. So even though you're done with the fly, you still mechanically have that advantage where you can crank out the cable chest press and still work that target muscle effectively. So looking at all these different intensity techniques that allow you to increase volume as you're going from month to month. You want to increase that training volume. This is a great way to add more volume to your training without adding a whole bunch of time to your workouts. And it's a great way to signal that growth response because you're going to be tapping into muscle fibers that have gone untouched. You're really digging deep. You're getting to that point where you exhaust the muscle fibers that you're used to using, and then all of a sudden you're like, all right, time for another set, and your body's like, whoa, like, what are you doing here? And the only way to perform more reps is to call upon, recruit more muscle fibers that you have within you. They're just kind of dormant under there. And great way to fully develop your physique and really develop that muscle maturity that so many men over 40 have really mastered over the years. I think that's the beauty, even though we may not pack on a ton of muscle after 40, we can look much more muscular. Our muscles can look dense, more detailed, and I think that's the beauty of training after 40 and improving after 40. It's not so much about adding the huge amounts of mass, it's about creating that finished and polished look. And there you have it, 5 workout tips to get shredded after 40. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from hearing this information, this advice, do him a favor and share it with them. But more than anything, I would love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your insights from this, share your feedback, and before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. I hope you have yourself an absolutely amazing day. I'll catch you in the next video.